She built $1 billion empire. They offered $600 million, but when they disrespected her, she walked away, proving dignity is priceless. You won't believe what happened next. The chill of a Manhattan winter barely registered against Dr. Ava Jenkins's focused determination. As the opulent elevator ascended, carrying her closer to a moment she'd toiled 18 years to earn. Her company, Medinate, was a titan, its AI-driven diagnostics saving countless lives daily, valued in the billions. Today she stood on the precipice of an acquisition that would cement her legacy, a deal with the formidable Harrington dynasty. Yet a knot of unease tightened in her stomach. What if they couldn't see past her skin, her gender, to the brilliant mind and tireless effort behind her empire? The Harringtons, a name synonymous with old money and pharmaceutical power, were about to learn that some things like dignity outweighed even a staggering six. Ava, a formidable 42-year-old black woman, had built her medical technology marvel from a cramped Baltimore apartment, a world away from the gilded cages of Manhattan's elite. Orphaned at 8 and raised by her grandmother in Detroit, every success was hard-won, every step intentional. Her charcoal suit, an elegant updo, and her grandmother's simple gold watch were testaments to her quiet strength, her unwavering focus. Stepping into the Harrington's century-old private club felt like entering a mausoleum of privilege. The lobby, awash in priceless Persian rugs and stern portraits of deceased white patriarchs, reeked of inherited wealth and hushed exclusivity. Doc Jenkins, a young assistant named Paul, murmured, leading her through halls adorned with hunting trophies and presidential likenesses. Ava's heart sank slightly. Every face, every portrait, every person they passed was white. Was this truly a room where she, a black woman, was meant to belong? She'd faced such subtle exclusions before: dismissive venture capitalists, skeptical hospital boards, lawyers who assumed she was merely an aide. She was armored, yes, but the weight of constant vigilance was exhausting. The Westminster Room, a grand space with breathtaking Central Park views, held the three figures who would soon challenge everything. Robert Harrington Sr., silver-haired and impeccably tailored, exuded the confidence of generations of wealth. Beside him, his son, Rick Jr., a Harvard MBA, wore his privilege like an overpowering cologne, too strong to ignore. And then there was Martha Harrington, Robert's wife, her polite smile failing to mask a subtle, unspoken question. What was she doing here? "Welcome, Dr. Jenkins," Robert boomed, a firm handshake betraying nothing. "Please call me Robert. We're almost partners after all." The emphasis on partners felt like a thinly veiled warning. Martha gestured to the sprawling conference table. Ava's name card, she noted, wasn't at the head, but halfway down the side, a subtle insult, a clear statement of her perceived subordinate role. Rick Jr., engrossed in his phone, barely glanced up. "So, Medinnovate, that's the AI stuff, right? Machine learning or whatever?" Ava suppressed a surge of irritation. "Our diagnostic prediction systems have slashed misdiagnosis rates by 34%, saving an estimated 12,000 lives in just 3 years. Rick finally lifted his gaze. Right. Impressive numbers. And don't get me wrong, how did you get into tech? What's your background?" The question, dripping with unspoken skepticism, hung heavy in the air. Was he truly so oblivious? "I hold a PhD in biomedical engineering from Johns Hopkins, an MD from Harvard Medical School, and I practiced as an emergency room physician for 5 years before founding Medinnovate," Ava stated calmly, her voice unwavering. Martha chimed in. "How lovely. So unconventional, so refreshing to see someone from your background succeed." "My background?" The word stung, a thinly veiled reference to her race. Robert quickly interjected. "Innovation thrives on diverse perspectives, Ava. That's precisely why we're so eager." But Ava heard the truth. "You're a diverse, trendy acquisition." Paul, the assistant, offered coffee, but only to the Harringtons. When he reached Ava, he hesitated. "Coffee, miss?" "Not Dr. Jenkins. Not even ma'am. Just miss." Before she could reply, Martha chirped, "Oh, she'll want tea, dear. Earl Grey." "No doubt." Ava met Martha's gaze. "Actually, I'll take coffee. Black." A small, silent victory. Rick Jr. smirked. "So, Amara, Dr. Jenkins," she corrected. "Right, Dr. Jenkins. Your financials are solid for a company your size." Ava's patience wore thin. "My size?" "You know," he waved a dismissive hand. Smaller, founder-led operations often lack the sophistication we're accustomed to. Robert nodded, adding, remarkably scrappy, Dr. Jenkins. Scrappy? It felt like a backhanded compliment, a patronizing pat on the head. Ava leaned forward, her voice cutting through the thinly veiled condescension. Mr. Harrington, Medinovate generated $340 million in revenue last year, holds 47 patents, and partners with Johns Hopkins, Mayo Clinic, and Cleveland Clinic. Our technology is deployed across 4 continents. I assure you we've been profitable since year 2. I'm not sure what you mean by traditional institutional backing, but our success speaks for itself. Rick Jr.'s eyes widened. Whoa, defensive much? I'm not defensive, Ava retorted, her voice icy. I'm correcting your assumptions. The air grew thick with tension. Martha attempted a placating smile. The men just admire your tenacity, dear. It must have been quite a struggle without the usual advantages. Without the usual advantages. The words echoed Rick's earlier slight, a blatant reminder of their belief that her success was an anomaly, not a testament to her genius. Robert slid a folder across the table. Now to business. Our offer, $600 million, all cash, with a 3-year earnout. He then outlined the terms. She'd report directly to Rick Jr. as Chief Technology Officer. Rick B. You build the tech, but managing a corporate division is different from a startup. We'll provide structure, oversight, everything you need. Ava's gaze sharpened. Rick, how long have you worked in medical technology? His smile faltered. 8 years with the family business, overseeing multiple divisions, specifically in medical technology. Well, I have a Harvard MBA, 0 years in medical technology. Ava finished, the statement a hammer blow. The silence was deafening. Martha, flustered, tried again. Amara, dear, Rick's MBA provides a different kind of business understanding, not just technical expertise. Ava placed the papers down, her touch deliberate. Miss Harrington, are you suggesting my 15 years leading a successful medical technology company haven't taught me about business operations? Martha stammered, no, of course not. Just certain cultural aspects of our family business might require adjustment. Cultural aspect, the phrase hung like a neon sign, crude and unmistakable. Rick Jr., desperate to regain control, blurted, look, Dr. Jenkins, nobody's questioning your technical skills. But let's be real. You're asking us for $600 million for a company you probably built on diversity initiatives and government grants. The room froze. Robert's face drained of color. Rick. But Rick was unstoppable. I'm just saying what everyone's thinking. These programs help people like you get opportunities, which is great for progress, but we need sound business decisions, not diversity hires. Ava sat perfectly still, a storm brewing behind her quiet gaze. People like me? Her voice was a whisper, yet it commanded attention. Rick, instead of recoiling, doubled down. You know what I mean. I'm just being honest about market realities. No, Ava said, rising slowly, her movements deliberate. You're being honest about your assumptions, and your assumptions tell me everything I need to know about this partnership. She collected her papers, slipping them into her briefcase. Dr. Jenkins, please, Robert pleaded, his voice laced with urgency. Don't let Rick's exuberance derail this. Ava met his gaze directly. Mr. Harrington, your son just implied my $30–40 million company is a charity case. Your wife spent an hour expressing surprise that someone like me could succeed, and you, sir, sat there, nodding as if this were normal. She snapped her briefcase shut. The problem isn't Rick's exuberance. The problem is you don't see me as an equal. You see me as a favor. Martha sputtered. That's not, we don't think you're being very sensitive, Amara. Dr. Jenkins, Ava corrected, her voice resolute. And I'm not sensitive. I'm clear. There is no deal. Robert, his voice hardening, stepped forward. Dr. Jenkins, this is a mistake. This is an incredibly generous offer. You might not get another opportunity like this again. Ava turned back, and for the first time, a slow, knowing smile touched her lips. It wasn't polite, it was powerful. Mr. Harrington, let me tell you something. Last month I had lunch with the CEO of GenCorp. 2 weeks ago, I played tennis with the founder of Biolab Industries. Yesterday, I had a video call with the European Medical Consortium board. They all want to partner with Medinnovate, every single one of them. She let the words hang in the air, thick with unspoken meaning. The difference? They want to partner with me because they respect what I've built. They see me as a leader, not a diversity quota. They understand my technology is revolutionary, not a lucky break or a grant. Rick Jr.'s smug face turned ashen. You're talking to our competitors? I'm talking to people who recognize true value, Ava replied, her voice unwavering. People who don't assume a black woman CEO must have relied on luck or handouts to create something extraordinary. Martha made a last desperate attempt. Dr. Jenkins, surely we can resolve this misunderstanding. There is no misunderstanding, Ava said, her voice firm. You've shown me exactly who you are. And my company's legacy, my dignity, is worth far more than your money. Her heels clicked a decisive rhythm on the marble as she walked toward the door. Just before exiting, she paused, turning back one last time. Remember this moment, Mr. Harrington. When your competitors are saving lives with my technology, and you're still wondering why you lost this deal, remember the day your prejudices cost you $600 million. Then, she was gone. The elevator ride down felt impossibly lighter, a burden shed. Ava texted her CFO. Deal's off. Call our lawyers. We're going with GenCorp. The immediate reply, are you sure? That's a lot of money to walk away from. Ava typed back, some things are worth more than money. Our dignity is one of them. By the time she reached the lobby, her phone buzzed with missed calls and texts. The tech world was already buzzing with rumors. But Ava felt no regret. Stepping into the swirling snow, she climbed into her waiting car, already dialing, her mind alight with new possibilities. Within 48 hours, the story broke. Not from Ava, who maintained a dignified silence, but from a source within the Harrington camp, attempting damage control. A reporter digging deeper uncovered Rick Jr.'s outrageous comments, Martha's patronizing assumptions, and the deliberate seating arrangement. The resulting article painted the Harringtons exactly as they were, small-minded and prejudiced. MedTech CEO exploded online, viral videos showcasing Ava's brilliance, her speeches, her groundbreaking work. The stark contrast between her genius and their bigotry was undeniable. 3 weeks later, Ava announced her partnership with GenCorp, an $800 million deal, retaining majority control of Medinnovate and a coveted seat on GenCorp's board. As an equal partner, never a diversity hire, the Harrington Group's stock plummeted 12%. Rick Jr. was quietly relegated to strategic planning, corporate speak for being sidelined. Ava, however, soared. She kept building, kept innovating, a living testament that respect isn't begged for. It's commanded through undeniable excellence. 6 months later, at a San Francisco conference, a young black medical student approached Ava after her keynote. Dr. Jenkins, she began, thank you for walking away. Your story taught me I don't have to settle for less to get a seat at someone else's table. I can build my own. Ava smiled warmly. Exactly, and when you build your own table, you decide who gets to sit there. Ava Jenkins's story became more than just business news. It became a powerful blueprint for navigating rooms not built for you, for recognizing disrespect, and for having the courage to walk away from any amount of money when your integrity is on the line. Because some things truly are worth more than money. Your dignity isn't for sale. Your brilliance needs no validation, and sometimes the most powerful act is simply walking away, knowing you deserve better. And when you do, the world watches, learns, and transforms, one courageous step at a time.